Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Revert Reaction, and today I told you that earlier last week that I was going to bring you an updated Gohan list after I tried it out with the expansion cards. But after two tournaments, one on Saturday and one on Sunday, I decided to switch the leader to Cell. So this is no longer a full power Gohan list. It is now a Cell list with the expansion cards in it. I played one tournament with it today and did fairly well. I went 2-1, and I went to the third round with the person I lost against, and they are known to be very well players. They're people who played. He is a individual who played Pokemon and used to be like in the top 15. So I can't be too upset. So we are running Cell, which his unawakened ability is you put a card under him, kill something with an energy cost 3 or less. This is great early game for Kabas, or if you're playing an Androids deck, that Android 17, Chilling Terror 17, it's a promo. When this card's on the field, when I awaken, I wouldn't be able to draw two cards. So this gets rid of that. And then the awakened side has a plus and a minus. The minus is I don't draw every time I attack like every other leader does, but once per turn I can put a card underneath him and draw two cards. And then also I can take two cards from underneath him, put them into the drop area, and then kill any battle card on the opponent's field that isn't a Whis or a Zamasu, which says they can't be killed by skills. So that is the leader card that I am running, and it is most likely, I'm 90% sure it is going to stay that way for regionals, which, if you haven't watched any other videos, regionals is February 3rd and 4th in Indianapolis. I will be attending. My goal is to vlog if I can while I'm there, and take photos of my opponents so that when I get back Sunday evening or Monday afternoon when I'm available to record next, I will have photos to talk about the matchups I had, talk about regionals event in its wholeness, and just kind of have a summary of what happened. So that's my goal. So this is most likely the deck that I will be running. Maybe a minor few tweaks here or there, but this is for regionals. So we're gonna first start off with my extra cards. I am running 3 Sensu Beans. Alright, Sensu Beans are they're either in the deck or they're not, and if they're not in the deck, then you're not running any blue. But if you're running blue and you're not running Sensu Beans, it really just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Sensu Bean is you use a blue energy. It gives your card 5k for the remainder of your remainder of that turn, and you restand in energy. So as long as you have a blue energy, or you restand 2 energy. So as long as you have 1 energy, you'll end up with 2 at the very end of that. The next extra card that I'm running is 4 Whis Coercions. Again, if you're running a blue, it's a free negate. This is just something that if you have a blue energy down, it's no brainer to run both Sensu Beans and Whis Coercions. They're just really good. Um, yeah, there's just no reason to not use them. So put that here, put this pile here. Alright, so what I'm running after that is 4 objections. And I'm running objections because I have quite a few battle cards that are higher up. But realistically, I was running this when I was running the Gohan engine, so I wanted to get up to 6 energy as fast as possible. What I might do is take one of these objections out and put maybe another Time Patrol or Trunks in, which I have, and I'll show here in a bit. But I might do that. I might only run 3 objections. That way I have another slot for a card that's turning out to be a really nice card. So that's one card that I might potentially change out. And up after that is 3 Results of Training. Results of Training because the unawakened side of this card's really nice early game. But being able to get awakened, and if you are in turn 4 and you draw an objection, you don't need that. Or if you're awakened already and you have a Results of Training, you don't need that. So you put it under Cell and draw 2. It's an easy hand filter and draw more cards. So being able to get awakened early on is really nice. I'm running 3 because I normally run into them anyway, and it's not like I have to get them on turn 1 like I do for the objections. or turn 2 for the objections. It's just really nice to have early on, or mid-game-ish, and it keeps people from waiting to awaken you because they know your ability. So that's it for my extra cards. Now we're going to get into my battle cards. The first one on the list is the energy boosted Majin Buu. It costs 1 blue energy. Play it, draw a card. Simple as that. Just good for hand size if I'm looking for maybe a results of training or an objection, or if I'm looking for a specific card, I can pay 1 energy and look a little more for that card. This deck is really good. It's a field destruction deck, which means my goal is to destroy as much of the enemy's opponent as I can, the opponent's field as I can, and also with the Cell and like the Boos and some of these other cards in here, it's good for getting a big hand, and big hand really fast. So next is the no-brainer Trunks Protector of Children. It is the 0 combo, 10k combo with a draw 1 once you are below 4 life. These are a no-brainer in any deck. Blue is energy boosted Piccolo, yellow is Dodoria, and red is Vados. So whatever color you're running, there is a boost for it, and it's almost a guaranteed 4 cards. You know, maybe 3 if you have a really tight deck list, but they need to be ran. Next is Encroaching Terror Android 19. So when I was running the Gohan deck, these were Videls, because with Gohan you can play that Videl blocker for free. Well, since I'm running Cell now, I'm running Android 19, which is when I attack with this card, draw a card, and it gets 5k power. So this is allowing me to attack, draw a card, and then my opponent has to waste an attack or waste a skill of some sort to get this off the field, because if they don't, I get an extra card next turn when I attack again. It's not really a power player, but if they don't get it off the field, I'm able to just continuously draw, and that's something they don't want. So the next card on my list is the Furthering Destruction Champa. It's the only red card in my deck, but I never charge it as an energy unless I have no other options. I just have an amazing hand, and I don't want to charge anything else. It is a 10k combo, and when you combo with this card, it gets Double Strike. So it's a really good sneak game ender. A great way to, if your opponent's at 2 life, you can go with some pressure with a higher level card that's Double Strike, make them empty their hand, and then play this and go all in. It's just a good... it's a good combo card, and that's all I use it for. I don't use it for any other means but then Double Strike. So the first of our expansion cards is I'm running 2 Time Patroller Trunkses, and this is where I was saying I might take one of those objections and change it into a Time Patroller Trunks. And Time Patrol Trunks, we're just going to call him TP Trunks, has an overwhelm effect where if I have at least 3 cards in my drop area, I move them to the warp zone, which is like the double drop area. It's the drop area that you cannot get anything out of as of right now. And then I look at the top 2 cards in my deck, I pick one of them and put it in my hand, and then I put the other one either on the top or the bottom of the deck, which is, this card's just great, because not only do you get to draw a card, if the next card's Garbo, I can put it to the bottom of my deck. And then that just saves me from having to draw it. It allows me to filter my deck a little bit on what I want. And there's no shuffling. It is strictly this. I will most likely put in a 3rd one for that objection. So, yeah, that's probably going to happen. The next card on my list from the expansion is the Unified Spirit Trunks. This is... a 3-drop green, 0 5k combo. When I play this card, or when this card attacks, if I reveal a Goten from my hand, just show them that I have a Goten, I get to kill a card with 3 or less. So this card isn't as important when I'm running Cell, because his Unawakened side, I'm able to just put a card under and do the same ability. I'm mostly running this for the Gotenks that I will show you here in a minute. But it's still nice, though. Let's say there's 2 threats on the field, and I have 3 energy, and I really don't have anything else to play, or 4 energy, because you don't want to tap out. I can play that, show the Goten, and yeah, just kill something. But normally this ends up being charging, or I'll put it in the drop area for the Go Tanks later, which I will show you. So it's a good card. In my deck, with running a cell, it doesn't have as much viability as other decks would. But if you're running a deck that doesn't have a field killer, that it would end up being a better card. Now the Goten, on other hands, the Unified Spirit Goten, also an expansion card, and looks dope when you put them next to each other. They lined up the fusion dance, which it's just a nice little detail. When this card attacks, I look up to the top 7 of my deck, choose one Trunks Youth with 15,000 power or less, and put it to your hand. So this is nice because those Trunks Protector of Children is Trunks Youth. So if I play this, I attack, I can pull one out of my deck, and then next turn I can do the same thing. Also, these both these cards have the active main ability where I can return it to my hand. So by playing them, I'm playing the energy, but I don't have to waste the card. I can save it, play it, get the ability off of it, and then return it to my hand as a combo. And that's after I attack. I can attack with it and return it to my hand, and then I still have 5k combo. So that's a nice little detail they put. Next card I'm running, probably the only hand destruction in my deck, is the Energy Power Gotenks. This card, it's when it attacks a leader, they discard a card after they negate, before they block. So if they have a negate in hand, they can play that negate, but this effect still goes through. They still have to discard a card, but it happens after that step. This is just really nice in later game situations. You know, you'll have 8 energy. You play one, let's say the opponent's at 4 hand. Okay, you play it, attack. Well, if they're at 1 life, they definitely can't take the hit, so then they're dropping at least 2 cards from their hand, or maybe they'll gain a card from their life, but then they have to lose one on top of that. It's just, and if you have a lot of energy and a lot of these in your hand, you can really start to put some pressure on the opponent's hand by just emptying it out. This next card was not in my Gohan list. Well, it was, but I didn't have all of them, and now I do. 4 Kales. Bam. Great field destruction. I normally use the Energy Boosted Boo as my killer for this. But looking at this, I'm not going to take out the Kales, but there's a expansion card, which is the Masked Saiyan, which allows me to play it for free if I have 5 cards in my... Well, I play it for 1 energy if I have 5 cards in my drop area and move them to the warp, and then I kill your field except for blockers. So I might be looking at putting some of those in this deck. Maybe I'll use that objection and put a Masked Saiyan and then remove a Kale and put a Masked Saiyan and then maybe mill something else out. The problem is this deck's kind of got a tight list. There's not all that much room in here for dilly-dallying, but that card would be really nice for field destruction as well. So 4 Kales, everybody knows how good they are. They're in here. Up next after that, I am running 3 Super Saiyan Gotenkses. These cards are just great. Turn 5, normally the main thing is never tap out of energy, which means use all your energy. Well, with this card, I can play it turn 5, and as long as it doesn't get As long as it doesn't get cold bloodlusted, I can restand 2 energy, any color, and then draw a card. So again, adding to that hand size deal, and not tapping out while getting a big threat on the field. It is a double strike, and it hurts. And then finally, this might be another thing that I swap out for Masked Saiyan. I may have 3 slots now, actually, now that I think about it. But I'm running 3 psyched up Gotenkses. These are the expansion Gotenkses. So these are a 6-drop. But if I have 2 green and 2 other energy, so 4 total, and I have a Sun Goten and the Trunks with the same power level in my hand at the time, I can play it on turn 4. When I play this card, if a Sun Goten is in the drop area, I draw 2 cards. If a Trunks is in the drop area, I kill something. So it's really good. It's a really good, especially if you can get it out turn 4. Turn 6, it kind of is a trade-off. I've done it, but you normally have to have major field control, and you have to be sure that you can kill them that turn, or have enough in your hand with, say, the 10k boosts live through the next turn. So that's kind of the problem with him. He's a 6-drop. I might take out one of him, take out an objection, and take out one more, well, 2 more cards if I want the time controller. But that's it. I've kind of talked about the tweaking with you guys. My sideboard, which I really should update, but it kind of stays the same regardless, is 3 Courageous Heart Yajirobis. If I'm playing a really, really aggro deck, I can get a blocker, has revenge, it's nice. 3 Group Leader Pilaf. It's a counter card. I negate the skill, so for 1 energy, 1 blue, I negate the skill, and then I choose I do not negate the skill. I choose a skill on a card and negate it for the rest of the turn. So if someone puts a double strike, or a card is double strike, I can negate the double strike, which can save you in a lot of instances. Next is 3 Mysterious Present Manakas. It states that if I don't have any battle cards other than this one, when I play it, I choose one of your cards, put it to the top of your deck, and then all the cards under it go bye-bye. So that's really nice for the Cell Engine, because, you know, by that point they have a 17 and an 18. The 3-drop Cell and the 5-drop Cell all underneath it, and it's only a 3-drop. So if I have one of these in my sideboard and I'm playing something with a Cell Engine, I should probably swap that in so that I'm able to get rid of it pretty much. The 7-drop will go back to his hand, but then he has to wait till 7 energy to play it. After that, it's 3 Sun Goten Family of Justice. This is for the Miraculous Comeback Gohans. With Cell, I guess I actually don't even need that in my sideboard, because I can do his Unawakened effect is the same thing as this. But it's not 1 energy, it's 1 card. So that doesn't need to be in my sideboard. So that should probably go away. 1 Sensu Bean, we already discussed what that is. And then 2 Encouraging Presence Manakas. It's the same thing as a Champa, but I draw a card with it. And they know about it ahead of time. So the Champa is more of a sneak attack. You do it during the combo before they can negate. This announces it, but then I draw a card. So it's kind of a trade-off. And that is the now blue-green Cell deck list. Let me know what you guys think. Let me hear your guys' opinions on what you think I should add in there. And before you say it, no, I'm not adding in the foil Gohans, because there's not, I mean, yes, it's a good card, but it's not worth the money. And for this deck, there's not really the room for it. It's not needed. So before you say put the Determined Gohan in there, I'm not going to. But anything else, if you have any more opinions, let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see in the next week or so. Like I said, next Saturday and Sunday I will be at regionals, and I'm going to try and get as much content for you guys as I can to post and show off regionals and everything like that. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, I'm going to be putting so much more Dragon Ball stuff, so you might as well subscribe. Hit that bell button, get notifications, tell your friends about it, build my decks. It'll be a good time. If you have any questions about Dragon Ball, you're new to the game, or you just don't understand some of it, leave a comment down below. I'll answer you. That's the good thing about being a smaller channel, is I will read every comment. I mean, whether I agree or disagree with it, I'll read every comment. So don't be afraid to ask a question. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy.